Straight out of dungeons of AP Physics. Next level beyond Dr. Ricks. I don't know how to start this. Every morning running rapid scared to shallow land, scientific calculator and pen clutched in my hand, waiting for the year to end, to hang with friends, but nearly apprehended by the golf cart's heavy hand, and barely after the teacher's insatiable demand. AP's nearly here, but they be piling homework every day, sonnets and essays, nearly all I do from running away back to physics room for peace and slow decay.
Stories of the crapper keeping this rapper alive, not astray. Here's another stint on the threshing floor for the brain. Trample the winnow, the students scream in pain in vain. Weaker ones chasing the wind, but nothing's gained. Stronger ones crushed all the same, no matter how safe.
Not even most maniacal fiend the middle age could compare with Iron Maiden, the stake, scavenger's daughter, merely out of firmament's center, circle hell, intellectual slaughter. Can explain without giving the name. Fendel final, what else is possibly my bane? Staring at the paper with nothing reckoned or attained, the mind pulls a blank, self is greatest traitor, hater. Knew I shouldn't have failed, the homework quiz was 7 times. More lazy copying web solution do writing rhymes.
The clock is ticking, but I laze in stupidity. No flesh and blood enemy to fight, but facing only rows and rows of the Scantron bubble cemetery. The final grade in 40 marks of pencil lead. Sweaty palms have always bled, I'm seeing red. Breath rolls on throat, the bladder's close implosion. Rage builds up inside of me at this mental contortion. Pulling at the bars of the cage, I imagine waves breaking on a distant sandbar and turn the page. I steady myself and heave a huge sigh. My pen has blade edge, I'm ready to die.
Sketch equations in vain as I rack my mind. This forces to define when I'm in a physics state of mind. Beginning the beginning with kinematic exposure. Dispense with sig figs to sig rigs that brings on closure. Scalar quantities manifest in magnitude. Effect is you got additional direction to groove. Splitting components down to size and adding the x to the x and y to the y. Though all reference frames are valid, know how they each combine. Classical mechanics, now that's something I like. Displacement I can figure out while riding my bike. Forces I know when I punch a guy in the face. Proportional to mass in my fixed change of pace.
What's in motion stays in motion, my man Big Newton. It's give and take, recoil from his blazing guns. Normal against gravity and force of friction too. Simple FBDs, ramps give gravity dilute. Atwood machine, weight of heavy over total mass. Centripetal force, circular forces amassed. Projectile motion was throwing pebbles in a lake. Waves then could I wake, observing their amplitude before measuring the pressure by virtue of altitude.
Torricelli heretic, a mere mountain hike. Nature abhors a vacuum, but barometer sheds new light. While Bernoulli's moving fluids may airplane soar right. Converted back to energy, the source of it all. Sweet times and good grades, I was having a ball. Circus light and sound I could still comprehend. Lightning bolts split the sky, chart death they portend. Electrons streaming like a river recently undammed. Plasma bright in sky as its thunder my ears jam. Electric force law like Newton's gravitation. Presence only known with test charge insertion. Relating flow rate and resistance with potential voltage. Picture as a river row with simple messages, reciprocal and parallel. Resistance summation series, capacitors the opposite and fearful reflective symmetry.
Right hand rule of magnetism, inherent righteous bigotry. Bring the flux back, Lenz's law restores our faith. But light begins the breakdown of these classic wraiths. Treated as a wave with lenses and slits. Corpuscular theory seemed to call it quits. But something was amiss, it didn't seem to fit. Waves proved inadequate for the photoelectric effect. The next tortured topic, the nature of atoms, whose very ideas I can hardly begin to fathom. Ancient Greek Democritus asked a simple question: how far can you cut something before there's no succession? Dalton with his solid ball brought the law of proportions, but soon Thomas's cathode rays brought theoretical abortion. The atom no longer atom, replaced by pudding model, yet it would be quickly Rutherford's turn to boggle. Seeing alpha particles bounce off gold so thin, like lobbing shell salvos intact that paper skin.
World of atoms at once form but universal. Board step staircases, quantum electron dispersal, and that isn't in fact a quarks. Courtesy of Joyce's Ulysses master obscurity. Coulomb taught me like charges rebel against each other, but now some mystical strong force converts them into brother. Energy equals mass times the velocity of light square. Heard these equations since a kid but never really cared, till I realized a uranium chunk no bigger than my hand meant death for 200,000 in Japan. Neutrons always bleed and split an atom or two, but without the least surface area, result is not more tuned. Not some of all fear, A+ students hydrogen bomb, but at the moment seems like I make only fission bomb. With the world around, trapped energy ephemeral, all is equivocal when I'm in a quantum state of mind.
Ever since the very beginning of time, scripture has censored all sorts of heinous crimes. We say what goes around must come around, or what a man soweth will reap infernal crown. But laws of thermodynamics only beget the dying flame. Can't win, can't break even, can't even leave the game. Equilibrium, the final end, in the iron core of stars, or the ultimate heat death where useful work is sparked. But no turning back now that class has nearly ended. Mark my answers down, watching out for frames to trend. Bell rings stumble out like Pavlovian dog. War not over, only Pyrrhic victory won. Pondering free response is for tomorrow's time. Nothing's equivalent to the physics state of mind.